Early Settlements in New Jersey, Unit 2, Lesson 1C. In 1614, the Dutch started a colony, or a settlement that is ruled by a faraway government, and called it New Netherland. New Netherland included most of what is now Delaware, New York, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania, as well as New Jersey. Many Dutch and Swedish settlers came to North America to profit from the sale of furs to Europe. Some of their settlements were little more than trading posts, but the English were interested in more lasting settlements in this area, especially once they found crops that proved profitable. The Dutch were eager to trade with the Lenape for furs. The Dutch could sell furs in Europe for high prices because the demand for furs there was high. Demand is the need for a good or product by people willing to pay for it. The Dutch traded with the Lenape to increase the Dutch supply of fur. Supply is the amount of a good that is offered for sale. When the demand for a good is high and the supply of a good is low, the prices of the good usually goes up. The Lenape lived mostly in peace before the arrival of the Dutch. They traded corn and animal furs for European goods, such as steel knives and cloth. The Lenape taught the Dutch how to use fire to clear the land. They also showed the Dutch how to fish by using traps. Soon trouble began. The Dutch demanded more fur and corn from the Lenape. When they refused, Dutch soldiers attacked a Lenape village. People on both sides were killed. The fighting lasted for almost 6 years before peace was made. In 1626, the Dutch began laying out the town of New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam was built on Manhattan Island, where New York City is located today. New Amsterdam was the center of government for New Netherland. By 1643, more than 400 people lived in New Amsterdam. Dutch colonists also bought land west of the Hudson River from the Lenape. They planted wheat and raised livestock in the fertile river valleys of the Piedmont Plain. Dutch colonists brought enslaved people to help work their farms. Slavery is the practice of holding people against their will and forcing them to work without pay. Most of the enslaved people were from Africa. The first slave auction in the city was held in 1655. In 1638, people from Sweden settled along the Delaware River in what is now southwestern New Jersey. They called their colony New Sweden. The Swedish colonists built several forts. They began trading for furs with the Lenape. This upset the Dutch traders who wanted the furs for themselves. The colony lasted for 17 years. Then in 1655, the Dutch governor took over New Sweden, mostly so they could have greater control over the fur trade. Most of the Swedish colonists remained in the area. In 1660, the Dutch settled the village of Bergen, known today as Jersey City.